Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Patwa Khader. I am a parent consultant and a mindfulness educator. I also run an organization, but that's a different story. I'm here to talk about different practices in parenting. Now, I know that there are a lot of videos available which talks about parenting skills, parenting techniques, do this with your child, get him to communicate. This is what disciplining is like. But you know what? I am definitely not going to give you a strategy. Because what I believe is that strategies don't work if you don't create a state. An ice does not form if it does not get that right temperature. So before creating or before getting on to the strategies of what I can do to calm myself, calm my child up, get him to be socially accepting, how to be kind, you know what? Focus on creating that state. But that state only happens when it is coming from another state. So that means your state is very important before strategizing. So for me, people ask me what is parenting all about. So the kind of example that I give them is your parenting practice is like raising a duck. Your duty is to feed it, to give it water, to give it that comfortable environment. But whether it goes fast or slow, or whether it stops growing at one point of time, is none of your business. It is a duck's business. So what you do is you do your work and you just let it go and just let it be. But do your work. Not I'm not saying don't do your work. Do your work. And be very clear about what is that work that you're doing. And more clarity in terms of what is the intention behind what that work is happening. Know when to focus on you, know when to focus on the child, know when to focus on that relationship, because not everything is about teaching the child. Not everything is about you, and not everything is about that relationship. So it's a combination of all the three sometimes. Sometimes it's about the child, sometimes it's about you, sometimes it's the relationship that takes all the limelight. Your business over here is to practice and just let it be. Now, whether it's slow or fast, just know that it's slow or fast. Because sometimes some things as a parent that you teach is very, very quick. Children just learn it very, very quickly. Some are very, very slow. So a child may pick up skill like brushing their teeth. Okay, some people just don't like it. Some people just may just pick up that skill just like that. For some teenagers, especially, they may learn how to. One thing is that they don't really socially interact with people. The moment the guests come in, they go up and they lock the doors. They're always locked in their rooms. I don't know what to happen. I don't know how to get them to open those doors. I mean, things like that. Just know something. You can't force anything with them, because somewhere you as a parent are in charge of things around them, or charge of them, but not really in control of them. The moment you want to control the child, the moment you feel that the child needs to be listening to you, abiding by you, or if he doesn't abide by you, there's certain helplessness, hopelessness that comes in, which you need to be very aware of. But whatever your experience is, just don't force it. Just don't force it. There are times when things have to be done in the most reactive ways, and sometimes it has to be responsive. And you know what? There are times when you don't have to do anything about it. Now, that practice of parenting is a good one, is a more effective one, because at the end of the day, you as a parent come from your own mind. So you have your own memories, you have your own experiences, you have your perceptions, your ideas, versus a child who is still figuring out what is his value, what are the skills, what is his tool, what is his strength, and he's, especially in the teenage period, they do trying to kind of detach themselves, but not really physically and emotionally. So there's a little space that comes in, but you need to understand they're still connected with you. So that integrated approach in parenting is very important. So the parenting practice that I'm talking about right here is understand that everything and every moment is a new one. What happens today may not happen tomorrow. And just be open. In mindfulness, we actually work a lot on creating that beginner's mind, that open mindset, if you would want to know that. where we every day we look at situations, we look at our relationship, we look at behaviors of a child as if it's the first time we're looking at it. And that creates that sense of curiosity, because at the end of the day, what is reality over here? What's true is you are figuring out a relationship with your child just like the way he's trying to figure out a relationship with you. You are figuring out the role that you play as a parent just like the way the child is figuring out what is the role you play in his life. So life is about figuring out. Parenting is about figuring out. So it's not about following one mentor or following one philosophy. I think what really matters is you listen to everybody, what they have to say, all the strategies that people tell you. But unless otherwise you create that sense of that state, you're not going to get any strategies to work for you. So to create that state, number one is include 10 minutes of silence, some reflective practice, some mindfulness meditation that you can do, or yoga, any contemplative practice. Do that and make sure that you are giving it that importance which is required, because that silence and the space is very, very important for you to keep that relationship alive, to reflect on your own experience with the child that you have, or experience of your own emotions with the child. So include that space, include that silence. 5 minutes, if you can, just first thing in the morning, just sit on your bed, sit for 5 minutes, just take 5 deep breaths, and just with that intention that this silence is the starting point of my day, and the kind of calmness that I would want to use throughout my day is what I wish to feel right now. So get into a place or a state which is completely balanced for you, and it for everybody it's very different. We just have to figure out what that is. So stay tuned with me, and possibly what I can do is I'm not going to give you any practice, and you don't have to follow me at all in terms of the practice that I have done with my children. But my goal and my mission over here is to help you to develop your own practice, considering the values that you come from, the cultures that you come from. Come up with your own practice, because that is the best way to do it. So see you around. Have a fantastic week and happy parenting.